God has sent me to you with fire in my wings and thunder in my voice. For the heavens are no longer silent about your situation, and the time of delay is over. I come as the Archangel of destruction, not to harm you, my beloved child, but to tear down every wall, every chain, every curse and every shadow that has tried to bury your destiny. I have been released by the command of the Almighty, and my mission is to strike the enemies of your soul, to break the altars built in secret against your name, and to shatter the hidden plans designed to steal your joy, your health, your family, and your blessings. This is not a season of waiting. It is a season of sudden breaking, and you are standing in the center of a divine earthquake. Comment, Amen, below if you believe God has sent this message directly to you, for your faith will be the seal that aligns you with the miracle being prepared for your life. The earth trembles when the voice of God moves, and right now, His voice is calling out to you. He has seen your tears, the restless nights, the battles in silence, the betrayals that pierced your heart, and the storms that came without warning. But hear me now, the same storm that came to destroy you is about to carry away your enemies. The Archangel of destruction has come not to harm God's child but to dismantle every hidden weapon formed against you. I see the roots of generational curses being pulled from the soil of your bloodline. I see the contracts written in the dark being set on fire by heavenly light. I see every delay, every denial, and every rejection dissolving into nothing, because the hand of God has stretched out in your favor. Type 1111 in the comments if you are ready for these chains to be broken from your life, and let heaven record your faith as your shield. This moment is not ordinary, and you cannot treat it as casual. It is urgent, it is supernatural, it is divine intervention that has chosen your timeline, your life, and your name. The heavens are shifting for you because your role in this divine plan is unique. You are the chosen vessel, the carrier of light, the one set apart to show others that God still rescues His children in the midnight hour. Do not think it was by chance that you are hearing this now. Your soul was pulled into alignment with heaven's announcement. The Archangel of destruction is standing over your house, breaking the curses, demolishing the traps, and burning down the spiritual prisons where your blessings were locked away. Comment 222, right now is a sign of agreement, and let it echo into eternity that you are claiming your release today. I speak with the fire of God in my breath. The people who mocked you will soon witness your rise. The voices that cursed you will choke on their own lies. The voices that cursed you will choke on their own lies. The same mouths that said you would never make it will be forced to testify of your victory. The Archangel of destruction has been dispatched to tear apart every false prophecy spoken against you, every negative word released in envy, every silent plot born in jealousy. And when the dust settles, only the hand of God will remain visible upon your life. This is why the moment is critical. You must choose faith over fear, trust over doubt, and alignment over hesitation. Type 777 if you are declaring today that you are ready to walk into the new season heaven has unlocked for you. Beloved child, you have carried burdens so heavy that the weight pressed down on your spirit and your heart, leaving you weary and exhausted. Yet, know this truth that heaven wants you to grasp deep within your soul. The time of carrying these burdens alone has passed. Now, the heavens themselves are stepping in, lifting your load, taking the yoke from your shoulders, and bearing it in your stead. The Almighty in His infinite mercy and power declares, I will not allow your enemies to rejoice over you. Their arrows aimed to wound you will not find their mark, and the curses whispered in the shadows will fail. Their schemes and attacks against your destiny will crumble and fall, for I am your protector and your defender. This is not a mere promise, it is a divine decree that the celestial courts have ratified, and the Archangel of destruction has been summoned with a sacred commission. This angel, one of rare and formidable power, has been commanded to silence every voice in the spiritual realm that stands opposed to God's plan for you. No longer will the enemy's whispers of doubt, fear, and condemnation find residence in your spirit. Altars of darkness where your name was used for harm are being shattered without hesitation. The chains that once bound your future, forged by past hurts and broken promises, are now set ablaze and consumed by heavenly fire. This deliverance transcends mere freedom. It is a divine reversal orchestrated by God Himself. What once seemed like defeat will become your testimony. Every loss you've endured will be rerouted into abundant gain. Every shame that tried to shame your identity will be transformed into honor. Every moment of despair will birth a powerful testimony of God's redeeming grace. Right where you are, whether surrounded by walls that have contained you or struggling with unseen forces that press in, raise your hands in faith and declare boldly, I receive. Do this not just in spirit but with your voice, affirming your readiness to step into this new reality that heaven is bringing forth. Then type 999 in the comments, for this number is no ordinary sequence. It seals the completion of every old cycle that no longer serves you and welcomes the dawn of new beginnings. It is the divine code that closes chapters of pain, ending seasons of trial, and ushers in the fullness of God's promise for your life. There is a sense of heavenly urgency pressing upon the messenger of this word, and it is important you understand the gravity. The Archangel of destruction does not come for every generation or every soul. This visitation is rare, singular, and reserved for those whom God has intricately chosen for a divine purpose. You, beloved, are amongst this select group. The enemy's fierce opposition is proof of your call and significance. The battles have been relentless because your destiny is weighty and cannot be diminished. The attacks have been constant because God's plan for you is unstoppable and of eternal consequence. But this day marks a turning point. The fight that has exhausted you is shifting. The assaults scatter before the power that heaven is unleashing. Those who sought to harm you will flee in confusion and defeat because the living God is actively moving to protect, elevate, and establish you. By saying, Amen, right now, you are not just uttering a word, you are agreeing with heaven. Your voice is the key that unlocks the floodgates of divine promise. This is your moment to stand in alignment with the supernatural forces marshaled on your behalf. Do not hesitate or be silent when the heavens speak to you so clearly. Your declaration opens spiritual pathways that position you to receive all that God has prepared. Even as this message reaches you, the heavenly angels stand sentinel at the gates of your future. They are opening doors that have long been sealed shut by the enemy's tactics. Financial blessings are ready to flow where there was previously scarcity, bringing provision that exceeds what you have known. Healing is beginning to wash over bodies sick with pain, tiredness, or brokenness. Relationships fractured by division and strife are being restored with divine reconciliation and peace. Opportunities that were cunningly stolen away are returning, not just in equal measure but sevenfold, as a testimony of God's abundant grace. This is the fruit of destruction, where God's hand tears down the evil structures so that He can build His holy blessings in their place. Your role in this divine exchange is vital. God's blessings require your active participation. Speak the words aloud, type them with confidence, and declare your faith boldly, for faith without action is incomplete and unfruitful. Say with conviction, "I claim my blessing," and then type 111 to seal your faith before the throne of heaven. This number carries the sacred seal of new beginnings and supernatural favor. Your declaration participates in the unlocking of this new season. Do not be afraid of the shaking you will experience. Change can often bring discomfort, uncertainty, and fear. However, the shaking you feel is not to harm or destroy you but to prepare you. It is the hand of God at work, rearranging the tapestry of your life to fit the glorious purpose He has designed. Doors that unexpectedly close are not signs of failure but rather divine redirection towards better paths. Every ending you encounter is a sacred preparation for a far greater beginning. Every loss you experience is God's way of creating space for greater gain. This is how the Archangel of Destruction operates, not to harm, but to prepare the ground for God's glory to manifest in your life in ways far beyond what you could imagine. Your faith is the magnet that draws the miracle closer. By declaring aloud, "I trust God's timing," and typing 222, you are signaling your readiness to stand firm despite uncertainty. Your trust anchors you in the midst of spiritual warfare, allowing God's power to manifest fully on your behalf. At this very moment you stand at a divine intersection. Before you lies a spiritual crossroads with two paths, one leading back into bondage, defeat, and spiritual captivity, and the other leading into freedom, favor, and abundant fulfillment. The heavens are urging you to choose wisely and promptly because this invitation will not linger indefinitely. This is the hour to lift your voice, your heart, and your spirit to the heavens, and declare boldly, "I am free. I am chosen. I am blessed." Let your hands confirm this declaration by typing 777. For this number carries the sacred seal of divine perfection and the promise of your destiny's fulfillment. Hear this urgent word and let it penetrate deeply into your soul. Do not delay, for delay has a way of robbing destiny. Do not allow hesitation, doubt, or disbelief to weave themselves around your heart like chains of iron. Do not dismiss this divine message as coincidence, accident, or fleeting sentiment, for you have not stumbled upon it by mistake. You have been chosen to hear this word because your destiny is at the point of radical shift, and the heavens themselves are in motion to bring about a divine upliftment that will dismantle the powers that oppressed you and release the blessings that are yours by divine decree. The Archangel of Destruction has been dispatched specifically for you. Not against you but for you. His mission is one of holy warfare, to break chains, to dismantle strongholds, to clear paths that have been blocked by forces seen and unseen. The hand of God has ordered this angel to fight on your behalf, to part the spiritual seas that kept you from crossing into promise, to bring down the mountains that stood tall and intimidating, and to destroy the altars of darkness that dared to raise their voice against your destiny. Heaven has already gone ahead of you, the scrolls of glory have been opened, and your victory has been inscribed upon them. All that remains is for you to align yourself through faith, declaration, and obedience. Your agreement is not a formality, it is a force. When your voice rises in alignment with what heaven speaks, every word is solidified in the eternal realm. Say amen aloud and let it echo with faith. Do not whisper it with weakness, but speak it with the authority given to a child of the Most High. And as you type 999, you are not merely entering digits, you are declaring alignment with eternity. The spiritual realm recognizes agreement. It is your own voice that unlocks the might of heavenly armies. It is the force of your faith that translates prophecy into fulfillment, words into reality, divine promise into lived experience. Your yes to heaven echoes louder than the enemy's accusations, and your trust in God becomes the signature that authorizes angels to move on your behalf. Stand boldly now, beloved child of God. The time for timidity has ended. You are not forgotten, abandoned, or defenseless. The kingdom of darkness trembles even as you read and agree with this word. Legions of angels, unseen yet undeniable, stand on either side of your life, swords drawn, ready to war for your breakthrough. The power of the Archangel of destruction moves not to harm you, but to dismantle the wicked architecture of the enemy, to strike down every force that sought your fall, and to transform every trap laid before you into a stepping stone toward victory. What was once designed against you for harm is being rewritten in heaven's court as a divine advancement. The chains are already shattered, the altars of sorcery and manipulation have already collapsed. The works of darkness are already dismantled, and the dawn of divine blessing is rising upon your life. Lift your eyes now not on yesterday's sorrows but on the horizon of promise. Look above your affliction, see through the eye of faith, and perceive the vast heavenly army that has taken its place in alignment with your destiny. This is not the time for despair, for despair blinds the eye of faith. This is not the time for resignation, for resignation robs you of the miracle at your door. This is the appointed time of turnaround, and the years of toil, endless waiting, delayed answers, and hidden struggles are coming to an end. The prayers you once whispered in your quiet chambers when no one saw the silent tears streaming down your face were not unheard. The Lord bottled every tear, recorded every prayer, remembered every word of faith you spoke in famine, and now the time has come for fruit to manifest. With every fiber of your being, believe and embrace the divine truth. No weapon formed against you can prosper. No curse spoken against you can bind you. No enemy scheme can survive the fire of God's intervention. The Archangel sent for you moves with divine precision, not in randomness or chaos but with exact purpose. To dismantle every adversarial force that opposed your progression, to nullify every negative decree spoken against your name, to silence every word of slander or accusation raised in secret. Heaven is rewriting your story with words of victory, favor, and prosperity. The signature of God Himself secures your narrative, and what once was written in pain is now overwritten with glory. Receive this revelation. Heaven's fire is not kindled in vain. It burns now for you. It lights up your path and consumes the works of wickedness. Your pain becomes power, your sorrow transforms into songs of joy. Your defeat becomes the very testimony that will shake others from despair. What you endured, what you thought was wasted, What you thought counted for nothing. All of it becomes a sacred testimony of endurance rewarded by a faithful God. Your life shall be read, not only in heaven's archive but by those walking the earth, as a living testimony of divine turnaround. Generations shall know of the child of God who endured storms yet did not curse their Maker, who pressed forward in night seasons yet clung to faith, who declared hope when hope seemed gone, and who witnessed heaven crash through their walls with unstoppable victory. So rise not with hesitation but with fervent expectation. Glory belongs not to timidity but to the courage of faith. Declare now what has been spoken over you from above. Say it until the atmosphere itself shifts around your words. Do not merely hope for the promises. Declare them as your living truth. Align your heart entirely with the will of God. For His will is your fortress, His word your shield, His promise is your sword. Let your faith grow roots deep enough to withstand storms, because storms shall come, yet you will not topple. Let your courage spring forth as foundation stone for the new life being erected before you. Believe, angels stand at your gates. Heaven's great doors are opened, and the winds of breakthrough already race toward your life. This is not another delay, another postponed season, another deferred dream. This is the hour of release. This is the appointed season heaven has engraved for you before time's foundation. What you waited for in patience shall arrive in fullness. What was shut shall be unlocked. What the enemy tried to cage has been given wings. Your breakthrough is not a distant hope, but a present manifestation ready to unfold at the command of your faith-filled declaration. Speak, for as you speak you summon. Declare, for as you declare you establish. Align, for as you align, you quicken the speed of this appointed turnaround. Your future does not belong to fear, it belongs to faith. Your tomorrow is not dictated by man's opinion, nor the adversary's attacks, but by the covenant of God's promise signed in heavenly ink. The spiritual armies march on your behalf. The Archangel of destruction has struck the enemy's designs, and not one weapon shall prevail against the shield of your faith. Let joy spring in your spirit even now, for the dawn already rises. The light already rises, the light already spreads across your horizon. This is your moment, not someone else's. This is your appointment with heaven's decree, not another delay to grieve. This is your holy victory, secured by the power of the one who cannot fail. Go forward, words of blessing are upon your lips, angels walk at your side, and the heavens declare your season has come. Your breakthrough is unstoppable, your blessing unshakable, and your victory undeniable. Amen and amen.